So we're back for part two. The first verse I shared with you, scriptural principle, was those sowing seed with tears will reap with a joyful cry. The one that without fail goes forth, even weeping, carrying along a bag full of seed, will without fail come in with a joyful cry, carrying along his sheaves. And we talked about that in the first video. Here is the second part of that principle, also found in the book of Proverbs. For those that are striving, that are struggling, that have a very clear goal you want to reach, but it seems like it's taking a long time for you to get there. Here it is. It says, have you beheld a man skillful in his work? Before kings is where he will place himself. He will not station himself among commonplace men. Here's what that means when I break it down for you. First, it says, have you beheld a man skillful in his work? The very first word to pay attention to is beheld, or behold, or notice. The very first thing that must be done is the practice. The work must be done without being seen for you to become skilled at what you do. When you practice enough, it becomes part of your process, a part of your rhythm, a part of your shipping of your work. Once you do that consistently enough, people will begin to notice how good you are at what you do. That's why it says, have you beheld a man skillful in his work? That thing, that purpose, that gift, that talent that he takes pride in. And when we see someone very skilled at what they do, we're very impressed by this level of skill they have and how easy they make what they're doing seems. Have you beheld a man skillful in his work? Then it says, before kings, he will place himself. The work itself, the quality of the work is at such a level that it is to be admired by those who are of caliber, not average people. So the standard that he has to meet is much higher than it would be for the average person, for the person that would just practice long enough to get it right. A person who at mastery level practices so much he can't get it wrong. Then it says he will station himself, place himself before kings. He will not station himself among commonplace men. And this applies to women as well, because the term man is woman or man. You're not going to be average. And what keeps many of us from being able to reach the level of our potential and our capacity is trying to make other people feel comfortable, or those in our peer group feel comfortable with what our gift is, what our talent is. You have to be willing to separate yourself from that inclination, from that programming to want others to feel comfortable with what your gift is. Reach for it, pay the price for it, get there. Last component element I want to share with you is that as you grow, a tree grows in two directions. It grows gravitropically and it grows phototropically. Gravitropically is growing toward gravity. So it grows beneath the surface before it breaks ground. The same is true with you. The work that you're doing, the agony that you're experiencing when you fail, learning from your failures, becoming very good, proficient, excellent, outstanding, exceptional at what you do, that's your growth below the surface. That's your growth beneath the ground. That's why those that are extremely talented at what they do, they have a sense of humility about them because they've paid the full price. You'll pay the full price as well. So that when your growth is seen, when those are able to observe what you're able to do as if it's easy, you're going straight to the stars because you've paid the price. So, have you beheld a man skillful in his work? Before kings is where he will place himself. He will not station himself before commonplace men. So if you find it difficult making your friends or your peer group comfortable with what you want to do, where you want to be, it's because your in place is not the same as theirs. There's nothing wrong with them wanting to stay where they are, but you have to decide to get to where you belong. And you will not be content and happy and satisfied until you're there. Keep that in mind. I want to wish you all the blessings and success you deserve.